Pertamanya, Jemaah Menteri bersetuju sebulat suara bahawa kerajaan mesti mengambil segala langkah-langkah serta tindakan yang perlu untuk menjaga keselamatan negara dan ketenteraman awam. Kabinet sememangnya komited untuk mempertahankan hak serta kebebasan rakyat sejajar dengan Program Transformasi Nasional. Namun dalam hal ini, Jemaah Menteri berpendirian bahawa keselamatan rakyat dan negara mesti diutamakan. Jemaah Menteri merakamkan sokongan padu kepada Kementerian Dalam Negeri dan juga Polis Di-Raja Malaysia dalam menjalankan tanggungjawab serta memikul amanah menjaga ketenteraman awam dan menangani ancaman dalaman dan juga luaran. Jemaah Menteri juga ingin mengucapkan tahniah di atas kejayaan anggota keselamatan dan pihak berkuasa lain seperti Dewan Bandaraya Kuala Lumpur dalam mengendalikan perhimpunan yang telah bertukar menjadi rusuhan jalanan pada 28 hari bulan April ini. Kerajaan kesal dengan tindakan segelintir peserta perhimpunan yang merusuh dan juga mengganas sehingga mencederakan anggota polis serta merosakkan harta awam. Rusuhan Sabtu lalu merupakan satu peristiwa hitam dalam sejarah tanah air. Kerajaan memberi jaminan bahawa tindakan tegas akan diambil ke atas mereka yang telah melanggar undang-undang negara, mereka yang merancang serta mencetuskan keadaan huru-hara di negara kita ini pada 28 hari bulan. Dalam hal ini, Jemaah Menteri mengarahkan, Kabinet telah mengarahkan proses siasatan serta pendakwaan oleh pihak PDRM dan juga peguam negara dijalankan dengan kadar yang segera. Jemaah Menteri telah membuat ketetapan dan memberi jaminan bahawa keselamatan negara dan rakyat mesti mengatasi kepentingan politik mana-mana individu atau maupun mana-mana kumpulan sama ada mereka ini menyokong atau merupakan pembangkang. Saya yakin apabila umum mengetahui perkara sebenar di sebalik apa yang berlaku pada hari tersebut, Jemaah Menteri juga yakin majoriti rakyat yang menghargai keamanan akan berdiri teguh bersama kerajaan dalam kita menangani peristiwa 28 hari bulan ini.
Assaults on journalists and also on protesters, but there have been calls for more independent body to be more neutral in this sense, so that at least the police can come clean from claims of bias in investigations.
Hari ini saya boleh mengesahkan bersandarkan kepada pendirian Kabinet sendiri bahawa pihak polis dan peguam negara dalam proses siasatan dan pendakwaan perlu dilakukan dengan segera. Seorang telah pun ditahan dan beberapa orang di dalam siasatan. Saya juga dimaklumkan bahawa ada beberapa mereka yang dipantau dan di sini mungkin kita dapat kerjasama daripada orang ramai, mereka yang boleh membantu kita, khususnya polis dalam siasatan mereka, dan gambar-gambar mereka yang telah pun dikenal pasti yang boleh membantu kita. Sebahagian ada, mungkin saya boleh tunjuk kepada diorang yang kerana kali ini seperti saya sebut semuanya ada rakaman dan saya akan pastikan melalui KDN rakaman-rakaman yang ada daripada awal sampai ke akhir cerita sebenarnya orang ramai tahu. Kerana hari ini kita tengok gambar-gambar yang dikeluarkan oleh khususnya media antarabangsa berkisar kepada masa dan ketika air water cannon dan juga tear gas ditembak. Tapi sebenarnya usaha nak menawani Dataran Merdeka dah bermula lebih awal lagi, termasuk masa dan ketika student-student kita nak menguasai Dataran Merdeka berhubung kait dengan isu PTPTN. di mana DDKL terpaksa menanganinya dan tarikhnya 4 April. Pada 2 pagi, 28 hari bulan, 3,000 telah berkumpul. Dan di situ ada juga visual di mana Mat Sabu sendiri terlibat. Maknanya dah hijack Bersih ini lebih awal lagi. Pukul 6 pagi, masih keluar daripada 14 lokasi. Polis belum engage lagi. Pukul 10 dah sampai ke Dataran Merdeka, polis masih lagi tak engage. Daripada 10 pagi sehingga pukul 3 petang, di mana mereka merempuh barbed wire, dia punya barrier, dan juga pihak men in blue, general duties. Selepas itulah baru FRU bertindak. Jadi dalam keadaan ini, the police have been very restrained in their actions. So you have to look at it in totality. In this respect, we can even go back to the 4th of April when the students wanted to occupy Dataran Merdeka. So please do not just concentrate on one incident. On the fact of a more independent body to monitor this, as I said, not the majority of the police was involved in alleged wrongdoing. 14,000 police were deployed on that day. So even if 14 police were involved, it's only 0.01% of the total force. And we discussed in post-cabinet that we have no objections at all in forming an independent panel to verify whatever findings that the police have, even against their own personnel. We will do it. We want transparency, we want justice, and everything will be done in accordance with the rule of law.
How long do you expect the investigations?
Well, as you know, one has already been arrested. Some are already in investigation. There are others that we have identified, the IGP showed today, that can assist us in the investigation. But the process of charging and framing the charges in court is in the hands of the Attorney General.
How many are being investigated?
The exact numbers, I can only reveal what I've told you just now. And it's only been how many days? And already we have 1 arrest, and the AG has come on board. The decision for it to be done speedily was only obtained this morning in Cabinet. So I think what we are trying to do is actually to be fair and follow the process that already exists. I know there are a lot of people out there who are trying to spin, whether by superimposed pictures or just focusing on tear gas and water cannon, but today I've shown you the sequence of events that led to how the police acted. And in that case, I feel that an independent panel, if it involves the police themselves, was actually discussed in our post-cabinet just now. And Tan Sri, on behalf of the PDRM, has no problems with that suggestion at all. So I will also urge, whether it is the Bar Council, whether it is Suhakam, or any other party who has got information regarding anybody pro and against, please come forward and give me the evidence so that we can get to the bottom of this. We've got nothing to hide.
What about the censorship of broadcast by BBC and allegedly Al Jazeera on
Censorship?
Censorship of the broadcast by international channels by BBC and...
We have no powers over censorship. In fact, if anything, I believe that my interview with Al Jazeera was not aired. So if there's any censorship, it's censorship against me. But you can get the interview in my Facebook. Have a look at it, please.
On allegation that some politicians, opposition politicians gave
Hijack.
some hand gesture to start the storming of the barricade. So are you going to give us?
That video has got traction and has been watched by many. Let the public decide themselves whether that gesture was to ask people to move forward or is really to send an indication to others to negotiate with the police to disperse. It's widely available for the public to see. Alhamdulillah. Then we'll know who hijacked what. And I'm saying that that was at 4 o'clock. The police have restrained themselves since 10 o'clock and since 2 o'clock in the morning when another politician tried to occupy Dataran Merdeka. We also have pictures of that, where 3,000, probably without the knowledge of Ambiga and Bersih organizers, where they wanted to hijack the Bersih event. So guys, really what we have offered to go to Stadium Merdeka was reasonable. What we said about the possibility of things going wrong and not being controlled if you bring matters to the streets is also logical. So as we move forward with our PTP, let's have some sense in charting the waters, because we do not want irresponsible and unscrupulous groups to take advantage of what happened. Thank God, this time round, as far as the police is concerned, only 2 admitted. There were no deaths. The police didn't ram into anybody. We have visuals of that. There was nobody trapped underneath the police car. We also have pictures of that. And please be careful. The spin and the things that have been said outside, because within a week or so, we will compile all the visuals that we have with PDRM and KDM, and we will show it to the whole world to see. For those who are blinkered, they do not want to see the truth, well, that is their decision. But the majority of Malaysians are law-abiding citizens who do not want to see this happen. A very ugly incident, but it's also a good lesson for us. Thank God, no real damage was done. But we are still counting the cost of not only property, but also damage to certain individuals.
Actually, you mentioned about the within a week you'll be showing the video and pictures, so it will be posted in the PDRM website. Or
We will see the mechanism, but today we agreed in postcap. We will follow the events from the 14th of April, and then let the public decide whether the police were restrained and measured in their approach. Because there were many instances where people wanted to and hoping for a confrontation so that it can be aired all over the world. But right now, the only thing that's in the air right now is either cases where police get beaten up, or in the cases of police doing the tear gas. But this drama started a long time earlier. Finally, on the journalists, I'm sorry that some of the journalists, we'll get to the bottom of it. It's alleged to have been treated badly. But also let me remind you, the worst case incident involved a journalist, Muhammad Azri Al-Hijrah. And look at the video. You tell me whether it was the police or the protesters that actually caused him hurt. I just mentioned today that we discussed it in the post-cabinet. We have no qualms in doing that. And IDP also wants the matter to be transparent, even if it involves the police. But look at it in context, because I just mentioned, if you're talking about the journalist, the one with the worst injury was a journalist that tried to save the police. In the end, got set on by the name of Muhammad Azri, and he was not set on by the police. So please be fair in that context. So having an independent panel, like I said, limited on the issue of the journalists, which I fully support. And by all means, post-cabinet decided just now. No problems with that.
On the independent commission, has it been any idea on who's going to be in the independent commissions?
Well, some names were given, but we will announce it in due time. But basically, we want the investigations to proceed. We want the AG to frame the charges, those that are clearly in the wrong, to be brought before the courts. Thank you very much.